I call Miami as a laboratory to investigate the health effects of changing climate. This is the most timely program in which you try to understand and investigate the health effects of climate, extreme weather patterns. All these things tie into human health. It impacts you, it impacts us, it impacts our communities, it impacts the population around the world.
We know that global warming is a real entity, and living in South Florida, we see the ravages caused by the hurricanes on an almost annual basis. We also know that the climate affects the health of our patients. So focusing on climate change and health, that intricate interaction, to me is going to be a pathway towards improving the health, not only of our regional community, but the health of humanity in general.
You need a unique set of skills to marry these data sets and to understand and quantify the net magnitude of the health effects of climate change. So on this campus, for example, upstairs we have one lab in which we track the dust that comes from Sahara.
We also look at how toxins emitted from harmful algal blooms, which have been a common occurrence in Florida, can potentially be aerosolized and what the health implications might be.
In recent years, I've been working on hurricane landfalls, moving towards trying to make actual forecasts or at least expectations of impact to human health.
This is honestly the reason I am at UM. Just taking a drive, you see the suburbs, you see the inner city, you see the ocean, you see the high rises, you see the mangroves. That stark contrast really is what draws me into the city and keeps me going.
On the medical campus, we can simulate the scenario of changing climate patterns in 2050, for example. We can quantify what kind of biological responses you're going to see in your airways, in your eyes, in your neuron cells.
So it's very important, this knowledge base that we are trying to create among the students to appreciate the value of climate change to a practicing physician at the bedside.
The next generation of physicians has to be well versed in the health effects of climate change so that we can be better at treating diseases that are caused or that have climate contributors.
I'm on the public health track, so really I want to get a background more on population science and studying the holistic view of climate and health, because later on I believe I want to focus on policy.
We used to say that fires used to be seasonal, and now fires are year-round. So we try to study the impact of changes in the work environment for firefighters out in wildland fires and how that impacts ultimately their health, their safety, and global planetary health.
My line of research is focusing on the indirect effect of climate and health, with extreme weather events specifically being high heat index, extreme precipitation days, which can happen randomly any given day throughout the year in Miami. So I'm studying how these events are influencing the lack of healthcare access by people living with HIV or people living with spinal cord injury.
Some of our best projects in my lab have been from side projects that students have, well, what if this happens? Or I want to see about this.
We do have an effect in the way that we behave and what we do during our time on Earth. And I feel myself as an aspiring physician, I should have a good sense of what is happening to the Earth and how it's going to affect me, how it's going to affect my family, how it's going to affect my community, the people I live on the planet with.
One of the unique characteristics of climate and health is that it influences a lot of disciplines at the same time. So it doesn't matter if you have an interest in healthcare or in agriculture or in mosquitoes. Climate is affecting us all in different ways. The set of skills that you're gonna have here, you're gonna be able to translate that into anything you do.
Very few universities offer this, and this is novel. And going into the future, there may be opportunities for a practicing physician or a researcher in this field to have a much better funding from National Institute of Health or getting into the medical school. This is the future.